What's going on, guys? It's Shawnee Salami. Today we're doing a standalone server, but not just a standalone server. It's the community night that the Byzantine Empire clan and Equilibrium clan run. These are done once a week, and they're a meat grinder. These are some of the best players in the game, and it's as good as it gets outside of competitive play. I'm not just a guy in these lobbies. I'm one of the worst players, or at least that's what I was expecting. I kind of wanted to join with nothing to lose because the community is small, right? We all know each other. Everybody I really get along with. There's only a few people I don't. But this is a personal note, so excuse the rant. I have a bit of actually a huge chip on my shoulder about how these guys kind of like talk about me as a player, not as a person. I think a lot of it's in good fun. To the point I said something in a Discord the other day. I didn't know these people. They're just like mid-player comment. That was what they said. I don't know them at all, so I felt that was a little disrespectful. And I know I'm not going to do that great in these, but I at least want to show that I'm not going to be the worst. I successfully proved that to myself. I'm not going to pretend that I opened a lot of eyes, except maybe to my friends kind of maybe realize I'm a little better than they thought. I fully admit constantly that I'm for the casuals on this channel. Outside of a few clickbait titles, I've never tried to be something I'm not. I said I'm a console elite once, and that was to get people to click. That's the name of the game on YouTube. If I want to compete with people like Strida or Ziggy Lotta, that's what I have to do. And I feel like I've been pretty consistent in saying this. This is a little bit of a personal gripe I have. It's just that in terms of interacting with other people, you should be judging them as a person. You don't have to disregard what they say because they're a player. And casual players make up 99% of this player base. Maybe not that much now that the game is later in its life cycle. I have too many friends in this lobby to shout out. So I do want to shout out the Equilibrium clan as a whole. I love Byzantine Empire as well. But I've never met someone in Equilibrium with the ego. I don't really care to debate that. Please don't comment anything talking bad about people. I'll just delete it. Not interested in drama or opinions on that. My interactions. And I just want to shout out Help Me Stepbo because he's really got me in the community even deeper than I was before. I know a lot of these guys now, and I just think he's built something really special. They're not openly recruiting, but I just really want to give love to those guys, in particular Quasi Evil, because I just talked to him this morning, who I didn't even realize is a fan of the channel. So all good stuff all around. Nothing but good positive stuff from them. And by the way, Stepbo is the number 1 or 2 spear player in the world. I'm gonna put his YouTube video that he just put out in the pinned comment. It's a montage. If you think all spear players are just hiding behind their teammates, which by the way is definitely not something I've said when I've been mad in videos, definitely not, don't go look that up. Go watch that because there's some 1vx's. It's crazy to watch. Just figured I'd get all this out of the way before I get into the gameplay. Not much has happened yet, and I'm going to talk about how I adapted to doing well in this lobby. And I'm finding out quickly that I'm one of the worst one-on-one players in here, just by nature of not dueling. It's fine, I'm not putting myself down. And 1vxing is always a bad idea when there's just people. You shouldn't win a 1vx against good players. They should be timing their attacks and killing you. Unless you're fighting people that made their way in here by accident or something, maybe a lower level, you have to focus on positioning all the time. That's what you got to do, because if you don't, you will very quickly find yourself surrounded. It happens in an instant. To get an idea of what this looks like, what we're going against, this is a screenshot right here of the scoreboard. Another thing I noticed as well is you're not taking a lot of team damage in these because players are more precise with how they're swinging. Not a lot of slash spamming going on. It felt like maybe I was even doing the most team damage in the lobby. It didn't feel great. But that's what's going to happen as I get more used to something like this, as I attend these weekly. If you guys are interested in me putting this up again, please let me know, because it is something I can do now and then. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. The standalones probably will make more appearances, just because I think it's more interesting if I'm not just playing lower levels, as I take a nice fall there. So I'd love feedback from you guys if you'd like to see more of these, the community nights. Not maybe every week, but I'll do one maybe every few. And I'm going to be doing the standalones a lot more in general, because I feel like it's more exciting when I do that and see how I stack up against these guys, instead of just kind of, I don't want to say dominating a bad lobby, but there are lower levels in there. It's just reality. Now it's time for an absolute war with the Invisible Man, their best player. I'm countering, I'm just making all these swings and overheads, totally hitting someone, definitely not nothing. And we're going to come out on top, and we're going to fall back because you don't want to get your deaths down while you're just respawning all the time. It's not worth it to not stick with the team. That's going to be something I say a lot. Positioning is number one, at least is what I can tell. Another example of where you're just going to get surrounded in an instant. Those guys have eyes on the back of their head and they know exactly when I'm in trouble. Nothing I can do there. Once they found me, I really had to preemptively be out of the way. Here I did a good job fighting a really top guy, Girthworthy, trying to avoid his jabs and back up at the same time a little bit. And this guy's really famous for just screaming help every 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds. I usually just mute my voiceover volume when he's here just so I can like not have to listen to that. But in this lobby, I do need to hear footsteps and have all the advantages I can with awareness as we get a nice few kills here. This is really what I like to see. That's why you love the Messer. Great work there. Pretty funny thing is because I get along with a lot of these people, we have what I call in my head non-aggression pacts, a lot of them unspoken. So when we see each other, will not make each other's life more difficult from behind when you have an open shot at them. But obviously, I know a lot of people in here, and it's also much more competitive. You got to play for the win, and you take every shot you can get. As I've said, never feel bad about killing someone from behind unless it is your friend, but you're being rewarded for good positioning and they're being punished for bad positioning. Always remember that.
Is on me. I owe you one. These things, they happen.
I don't think I ran from this fight. I still healed and got back in there. Give me a pass though, guys. This was tough sledding. I am not good against one-handers, especially that one, the Morning Star. I'm trying to stay out of the range of his jab and kind of walk to the side a little bit, almost directly left for a minute there. A good one-on-one here. I was pretty sure I was going to lose, but check this out. We actually win one. Pretty cool stuff. I was very happy to get that done. I Did cut his arm off and someone else killed him. I'll call that a W. The defense side really was favored here based on the levels, and it looks like that's what really happened. They do get a little closer here, but as you can probably see there, we're out killing them on defense. Not really a common thing you see, and I think that was unfortunate just because it would have liked to go longer. It's pretty interesting because with this new update, or the hotfix I should say, I do think it has helped the balance. I don't know if everyone agrees with that. I'm sure Reddit doesn't. I'm absolutely sure they do not. Without having to check there, I'm sure they're crying about something nowadays.
Go on, I've got you.
Now we're just going to try and clean up some stragglers, got ourselves some last kills. You'll see a pretty cool fight here, and there's King Sludge. We're going to get in fight side by side. He's a viewer that I really hit it off with, and he's got anger issues just like me. He's always mad at all times, and we're going to try and fight these guys, fight them off. We know we got the win pretty much, and look at that. What a great moment.
Your meat is on me.
So the hatchet can be a problem one-on-one with an ambusher. We're going to do a sidestep right there to the left. Very subtle, but it lets us avoid his overhead, it looked like. And then I was able to hit one of my own with an XL and get the kill. As you probably guessed from the video length, we went on defense, game ends early. Really fun stuff, guys, and if you want to check some videos up above, really recommend the one in the standalone server. It's a little bit of a step down from this, but a similar sweaty lobby. Love you guys. See you in the next one.